Hey, what's up, legends? This is Ajit, your host at Ever Coach. And before you go to the live training, I wanted to give you a quick behind the scenes view of what we've been working on to create this epic training for you that's going to play on Saturday. Now, I know that you will be there for the training and you would have taken effective notes and so forth, but I wanted to give you an insight on how this whole process was developed so you know that it's not just something that we're sharing, but it's something that we've tested again and again. It has worked again and again. So I wanted to give you a little bit behind the scenes so you can see why we developed this process, how we developed this process, and what you can expect once you learn this process. You see, several years ago, when I was just a little kid in Jaipur, India, a teacher, some coaches showed up in my life that transformed my life. And through the course of several years, I've learned that one of the greatest contributions I can give to the world is to empower teachers and educators like yourself. Which is why about 4 years ago, in partnership with a wonderful transformational company, Mind Valley, I started a research project. This research project became EverCoach. And ever since, we have invested millions of dollars, studied hundreds and thousands of students, taken hours and hours of trainings, interviews to come up with a refined process that can create replicable, fast results. This whole process revolves around 3 key elements: you, your methodology, your business. You would wonder what these 3 things are. You see, as a coach, you need to work on yourself. As a trainer, you need to work on yourself, and that's the first pillar. You need to constantly improve as a human being. Second pillar is you need to have an effective way to really be able to train and coach. Most of the coaches stop at learning the first way of coaching and kind of stop there and stop learning. And that is one of the reasons why they don't grow their coaching business. And lastly, you need to have some understanding how business is done. You need to know what needs to be done in the business so the needle can move towards more profitability and more revenue. We reviewed over 150 responses from teachers, educators, coaches, and evaluated what are some of the key reasons why coaches, teachers, educators don't seem to get the results they want. They don't seem to get the results they want in their life. They don't seem to get the results they want with their clients. They don't seem to get the results that they want in terms of prosperity. Now, once we discovered the 3 key pillars, the 3 key elements of you, your methodology, your business, we said, well, we can't just say that to people just because it's a research product. We gotta test it out in the market. We gotta see if this actually works. And that's why the first guinea pig of this project was myself. I said, hey, I've built many education companies, helped many education companies build a really great student base. What if I stepped into the world of coaching, and what if I tested this theory first? And that's what I started with. First, I started working on myself. I started to figure out what stops me, what moves me, how to really take massive action or not so massive action, incremental action, and what works for me. Constant education around that was the first step. Second step was to really figure out my methodology. How is it that I create true change with my clients? How is it that I can take businesses from a level to another level really quickly, effectively, without causing any type of burnout? Lastly, I started to work on what is my business model, something that I started from scratch without using the assets that I may already have had because of my past experience, just to see what works. And I was able to, in the past 2 years, build a multiple 6-figure coaching business just on the side, something that I do only for 1 day in a week. Now, I don't say this to boast. I don't say this because you might have the same results. I don't know. Everybody's results are different. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody's desires are different. I just need to prove this theory for you. And so first, I made myself a guinea pig, and I was able to prove it on myself. But I couldn't stop there. Well, I am myself. How do I know will it work for other people? And so I started to take on clients and say, hey, what if I use the same philosophy on other coaches? What if I use the same philosophy on other teachers? What if I could help them figure out what's the element? Is it them? Is it their methodology? Is it their business? What is the element that's stopping them? Help them navigate that, make effective changes, leading to desired outcomes by that coach, by that teacher. And again, I was able to create anywhere between 40% to 200% growth in their business and their satisfaction with their business, in their desire to continue to do the business that they were doing, which was phenomenal. I loved it. I loved that the theory was working. Now, again, I'm not saying it worked every single time. Sometimes it didn't work. But most of the time, 80-90% of my clients could get results within the framework that we're going to be talking about a lot more on Saturday. Now, lastly, I said, well, it works with me. It works when I'm working with clients one-on-one, but does it work if we do it as a community? Now, you see, community has tremendous power because when we support each other, we can create more results. But also, when we are working with a community, sometimes what would happen is the message gets a little bit diluted. The message might not get communicated as powerfully as it can get communicated if I'm working with a client one-on-one. So, guess what I did? I said, all right, this is the third phase of the test. And I started with a physical reality where I would bring a bunch of entrepreneurs who were in the coaching or training space and would work with them. Again, to my good surprise, to my fascination, to my joy, we found if we contain the conversation within this framework and continue to work through this framework, continue to work through this process, we can continue to get results. Results the entrepreneur desires, results the teacher desires. And recently, we started testing this in a virtual setting, and we have found the results to work again and again and again. Now, I'm telling you all of this because I want you to show up with the intent of finding out exactly what you're going to take away from this class so you can see these results come into your reality. Now remember, as Mind Valley, our biggest drive is to be able to say, can we impact 1 billion lives positively? My personal mission is to be able to say, can I support other educators, teachers, coaches, entrepreneurs who are willing to create a positive change in the world? Can I support them with everything that I know? And this effort has got us to create books. This effort has got us to create programs. This effort has got us to create free trainings. And that is what we are presenting you on this Saturday. We've taken the time to review each of the questions that you submitted and try to figure out what is the best way to answer these questions. What are the best techniques and strategies we can give you that you can take immediately and implement in your business. Now, what I would advise you to do is make sure you come early on Saturday. Make sure you have a notebook and also that you watch this training on a laptop. I know I might be saying, what, Ajit, in today's time you're asking me to use a laptop, an iPad, some device where you can sit down and focus. You see, on our phones, we are always distracted. Somebody's calling, somebody's coming in, you're driving, whatever that is. Do not watch the training on your phone. And it's not because I don't like phones. It's because we will be going through a lot. And because we will be going through a lot, you want to focus some time and really take effective notes. And on that note, I will be looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.